There is a small 2.5 square mile city in San Mateo County that doesn't have a lot in common with its posh neighbors like Atherton and Menlo Park and Palo Alto. Its 30,000 residents are majority Latino and most are low income. The one thing East Palo Alto does share with its neighbors is a role in the high-tech industry, but it's not a glamorous one. East Palo Alto's dubious distinction as a center for the industry's toxic waste facilities has left the community with the highest cancer and asthma rates in the county. A group of local teenagers is trying to change that, going head-to-head with corporate polluters and waging a pitched battle for the health of their community. Since 1997, more than 100 young people have gotten a real-world crash course in overcoming race politics and environmental injustice through YUCA, or Youth United for Community Action. The youth of YUCA participate in political education sessions, workshops to build skills in community organizing, and courses designed to help them create and use their own media as a political action tool. And then they go out and put these skills to use. For the last 10 years, YUCA has been exerting steady pressure on city, county, and state agencies to run a company called Romic Environmental Technologies out of the community. Operating without scrutiny for decades, Romic, a recycler of liquid chemical waste generated in the making of computer parts, had a terrible record of safety and health violations. But government regulators were lax about enforcing codes, and city officials were reluctant to upset the biggest taxpayer in town, even allowing the company to operate without a permit for 10 years. YUCA Youth kept up a steady campaign of political action, conducting health surveys in the community, presenting their findings at city council meetings, training adult community leaders to take action, dropping banners over the freeway, educating Romic workers about safety violations, and staging campouts in front of the offices of the state's Department of Toxic Substances Control. They made Romic look very bad, says YUCA's executive director, Oscar Flores, and it got ugly. Romic tried to sue some of our staff, youth, and the city council accused us of forcing the youth to say these things. But you know, our young people knew what was at stake. It's their home, so they kept at it. YUCA and the community eventually turned the political tide against Romic, who finally decided to shut down and get out of East Palo Alto. For 17-year-old Alvaro Alvarez, it's all in a day's work. When I joined YUCA and the Romic campaign, my mom was pregnant, he says. I started thinking, what if this affects her? What's it going to do to my little sister? And instead of saying, why doesn't someone do something, I decided that I had to do something. All of us at YUCA, we're doing it for family and for the community we love.
Oh, my nigga. You're not putting me. I'm